Hello everybody, hi. I'm not sure if it will still be October when this video comes out, but I've been doing Metroid Dread content all month, and that game's pretty spooky, right? Well, what if I looked at another Metroidvania game that also has a bit of a spooky theme? What I'm trying to say is, I played through Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and I'm gonna talk all about it. The reason I wanted to play this game, aside from already being in a Metroidvania mood of course, was that I constantly hear about it. Anytime Castlevania comes up, Symphony of the Night is sure to follow. Not to mention I have a good friend that showed me this game once when I was in high school, but I never got to experience it for myself. So, without any more intro, let's get into the intro. The way this game opens up already had me a bit confused because A, I knew this game followed Alucard, so why am I controlling Richter right now? And B, how does a game this old have a subscribe button for my channel built into it? That's crazy. Anyway, you run up these stairs and immediately battle Dracula. This is just the classic Dracula fight, and you're not even allowed to lose it. This fight is basically a set piece to bring up the plot, but to be honest, that could be a whole video in itself, and I'm not gonna get carried away talking about it. What you should know though is that Richter killed Dracula only to realize he doesn't have a role in the world without his foes being alive, and he takes control of Dracula's castle. It doesn't really make much sense, but that's pretty much how he puts it in his boss fight. So, we begin the game as Alucard. Richter brought Dracula's castle back and we're here to bring it down for good so Alucard can live a normal human life. Shortly after we enter the castle though, Death shows up and straight up steals a ton of our upgrades. Just like any Metroid game, we've got to start small so that being big later feels amazing. Right off the bat, there are some things about this gameplay that threw me off, but in a really good way. This game isn't only a Metroidvania, it's kind of half JRPG as well. Not only are the damage numbers kind of a nice touch, but you straight up gain experience in this game for every enemy you kill. Late in the game when you're a high level, you come back to an early level area and take 1 damage from everything, and you one-shot everything. This was a really fun mechanic. Leveling up never happened too often, and it was always a pleasant surprise when it did. I think I was around level 22 or 23 when I finished this game, and the progression never felt so harsh that I would need to grind out experience in one area. Aside from just the stats your character has, you also get to equip different armor and weapons that you find. Not only do you get to use swords, you get to use two-handed blades, daggers, staves, fists, and tons of items that have one use and do a ton of damage. This bit of the game was awesome, because I've never seen a Metroidvania do this before, and honestly, I'm kind of hoping the other Castlevania games in this style will have it too. Aside from the JRPG elements though, we've got some nice upgrades to look forward to as well. First, we've got a double jump. The beginning of the game is really fun with its platforming, but the double jump makes things so much nicer. You also get some cool transformations, which I really liked. You can transform into a wolf, a mist cloud, and a bat. And while these are all cool, they also all get their own upgrades throughout the game as well. Not to mention they're used very creatively in spots for your progression throughout the castle. And on top of the things that I did and didn't mention, there are the classic Castlevania sub-weapons to pick up here as well. You can have the axes, the boomerang, cross, the knives, the timer, whatever you want. They're all here. I think having one slot that you can constantly switch out for another weapon type is a very cool idea for this genre of game. But the last thing that I want to talk about quickly is the boss fights. I was super happy with these. No boss made me feel outmatched, even though I feel like I lost quite a few times to every boss in this game. I just like how I had to find the loophole in the enemy's attacks. It felt really rewarding when I defeated them, and the rewards themselves were usually pretty good too. On top of all of that, Richter's boss fight is basically just a Smash Bros battle. Richter's got his whole moveset pretty much, and we get a tiny glimpse at what might have been if Alucard made it in instead of Simon. Overall, I was really happy with my time in this game. I did only play the first half. I know that when you beat the game you can get the whole castle to flip upside down and explore it all over again, but I have yet to do it. Perhaps once I've finished that I'll make a video about the plot. Subscribe and ring the bell if you'd like to see it. My name is Myloe, and I'm out.